This is where movement ends and structure begins. Not walls yet, not shelter, but alignment. Every millimeter matters. Because once steel stands, everything else follows. This layer isn't about strength, it's about separation. Metal, wood, and moisture don't get along. Left together long enough, one of them always loses. So this membrane does something simple. It keeps them from touching and from slowly destroying each other. I drilled these rails before installing the membrane underneath. So when they meet, the screws already know where to go. They go through everything, straight into the trailer. That's how the floor stops being layers and becomes one structure. I didn't start building the wall that night. I laid it down first, so the next day wouldn't start with questions. The rails were already fixed at the corners. 2 screws every 30 centimeters might look excessive, but movement always starts where things are allowed to flex. I didn't want to give it that chance. The second corner went faster. Not because it was easier, but because I already knew the order. Still, speed doesn't replace accuracy. Nine meters of steel doesn't fight you all at once. It fights one end at a time. If you respect gravity, you don't have to overpower it. These posts aren't permanent. They're just holding the line until it can hold itself. Sometimes the right decision is to stop. Every post has to be vertical. Every rail has to be level. That's how the load knows where to go, and how every part carries its share. Sometimes balance comes from places you don't plan to use. This corner was higher. Three meters instead of 2, and no extra hands. But with patience, everything comes around. And the post stood straight. Even if it was the second one I had to install, height changes everything. So even though the process was the same, the execution had to be adapted. With some trial and error on both ends, it finally stood in its final position. These studs are only there to hold it overnight until the framing for windows and doors begins. At the end of the day, I looked at what stood and let it stand. We'll continue another time.